race I talked to you was the dot race, which we did a couple things during the race. And then did you go? Then you had a really great race in Georgia, or was Texas first? Did you go to that Texas thing?
Well, let's see. There was the 3 days at the fair in New Jersey, the first weekend in October.
Yeah.
Did 238 miles there and saw Camille there, and also Marissa and Bob Hearn. Man, they just crushed it on the 48 hour. Or, on the 48 hour. I was in the 3 day. So there was that, and then the next weekend I did the dot and got 160 miles on that, which is okay. And then the next weekend was Alabama, the endless mile, and I did got 188 at that.
I saw that.
So that was
you did pretty good there. That was a pretty good time amount of miles for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. I was real happy with it. I was hoping to get break the course record, which was had been 165. So I pushed it up to 188 and got the win. So I was happy with that. And I had gotten the win the week before at the endless mile. And then, oh my goodness, that Texas race.
Which I warned you about.
Man, it was 150 miles. So it was a 25-mile loop. And, I thought they were kind of, this is going to be technical. And
yeah.
And I kind of went into it thinking, okay.
I tried to warn you.
It was so rocky. I mean, it was just terrible rocky.
Yeah.
And I actually, at the third loop at mile 75, my feet were so beat up. And, my Altras, I always like to get the Paradigms and the Olympus because they have the most stacked cushion. Well, because of COVID and whatever things with their manufacturing, they didn't have the new Olympus available, which is the trail shoe. I got the 4.0 Paradigm, but so I got their Lone Peak, which is a decent trail shoe. It's got really good grip, but it doesn't have a whole lot of cushion. And man, I felt it. My feet were so beat up, and I even had some blistering too at mile 75. And I'm thinking, and this race had a 58-hour cutoff for the 150. So it's like, oh, plenty of time. But it just, I think I was mile 75 in like 24 hours. So each loop was just taking me longer and longer.
Yeah.
So went out for got through the fourth loop and was doing okay. I figured a way to kind of baby step my feet with the parts that were sore. I would just, like, I had one foot, it was the ball of my foot was sore. So I'd do a hill, and I wasn't running at that point, so much walking on the rocks, but I'd land on my heel, and the other foot, the heel was sore. So I'd land on the ball of my foot, but made it work. And how the body is, you get these natural pain relievers that kick in, and you just work through it, and it's like if it doesn't kill you, it just makes you stronger. So fourth loop, got through that, and then started the fifth loop. And there was 10 of us who started in the 150, because they had a 50, a 100, and a 150. This is the first year for the 150. And so I passed this young lady who was having some blister issues early on loop 5. And then, man, I went to really bad, not really hallucinations, but more like sleep-deprived delirium.
Oh, yeah.
The course, my mind was telling me that all the markings had been taken down. They had good markings on that course. It's like, some kids must have come out here and moved the markings, and because it doesn't look familiar. And there's even someone that was out there doing their 100, and I said, I think somebody took all the markings down. And they're like, oh, maybe some wind came and blew them. I was not making sense.
That's what happened to me. I've never had the hallucinations. You get the eye fatigue or just the brain fog, and you just aren't. You can't think properly.
And it just did not look right. Every part of the course I was on, it's like, this isn't right. When you have that, part of your brain is telling you, okay, you're not really making sense, but yet a part of your brain says, no, this makes perfect sense. I'm lucid. I'm aware. So I came into that aid station. And so for that one, we had to, there were 5 aid stations. We had to be self-supported at 3 of them. So the good thing is we didn't have to be for all 5. So
Yeah.
3 of them, and I'd gone out and had, gone to the local Walmart and gotten, a little cheap styrofoam ice chests and ice and whatever food I was going to have. And so, I was set up okay with that. My story with my Lyft driver, that was quite an experience. But anyway, so I come into the aid station there, and it's like, I got to get some sleep. I'm just, falling asleep on that course. And they were really stringent on, they really wanted you to be masked up when you came to the aid station, which was perfectly fine. All the volunteers, because again, only 2 aid stations, but the volunteers were masked up. So I borrowed a chair and slept a little bit. And then that woman who I had passed up, she came through, and I said, "Hey, can I jump on with you?" Her son was out there pacing her, and of course, if you can jump on with somebody, it just makes it so much easier. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, okay, I can hear you. Just your video.
Had a call was coming in, so got rid of that. Anyway, so we got through the 5th loop, and there was her and I, and there was a guy out there who did really well. He did the whole race in like 44 hours. Just really for that 150. That's amazing. So we got through our 5th loop, and we decided, okay, we're going to go out together for loop number 6. And the one guy that was with us, he was a loop behind us. There's no way he could do the 6th loop, so he stopped at 100, and then 6 other people dropped out as well. So it was just the guy who had already finished. It was her and I, and there's one woman that was still out there on the course doing the 150. So we went back out, and we were doing it together, and she was really struggling at first, had to kind of pull her along. She was really having a hard time on the first part of that 5th loop, but we're doing okay. And then I was going a bit slower, and I could tell she was going to kind of push it a bit. So I told her when we were coming up to the last aid station, and then the finish of the race was like 4 miles away. So look, and we had plenty of time before the cutoff. Well, when I say plenty of time, we were, maybe 2 hours before the cutoff time. So, that to me was plenty of time with 4 miles to go. Maybe we had 2.5 hours. So anyway, I said, if you, want to move ahead, I don't want you to feel obligated. I appreciate you hanging with me, but it seems like you're, wanting to go a little bit faster.
Get it over with.
She took me up on it. She took off.
Yeah.
Of course, then my competitive side kicks in, and I'm thinking, okay, they let us do our own start times because we had a chip time. And I remember at the start line at 7 a.m. on Friday morning, she'd gone on a few minutes before me. I went right at 7. That was our start time. She went at like 2 or 3 minutes before that, which was fine, chip time. Yeah. But I knew, okay, if we cross finish line together, I'm still going to get second overall. Yeah. Just because I'm a little bit ahead of her. But then I started thinking, I don't want to get checked, So then I took off and catching up to her. Well, she blew through that final aid station, and this was like mid-afternoon. And I was going to stop and fill up with water there because that was our own, self-supported aid station. I had water there, but if I had done that, she didn't get even further ahead of me. So I was like, forget it. I'll just go. Only 4 miles to go, no big deal. So I went through. Wasn't long before, she'd gone out a bit hard, and then she had to pull back down. We're back down to doing our kind of, zombie shuffle there. And then it was warm, and both of us ran out of water. It's the stupidest thing in the world to do, get to that final aid station, and I had water there, and now they would have stopped it. And, whatever decision she made, it's fine, but I should have, known better and decided, hey, I'm doing my race, and okay, I'm not going to compromise myself. So, but the good thing was when we had done our 5th loop, it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. We were going through that real long climb, and we'd passed this house, and there was a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. So we're all doing that, and so I saw that house at the top of the hill. They had the backyard, and I saw the concrete patio and the fence. So I knew, okay, you know what, we're going to get to this house, and we'll just stop in and get water from them. So we're going up and up and up. I didn't say anything to her because there's a part of my brain that was questioning, was there really a house there? Of course, we get to the top of the hill. We're out in the middle of the, Texas Badlands. There's no house for miles around. But it was so clear in my mind. I can still see it. I can still see the yellow stucco, the concrete, the chain link fence. It's like it was there. They tore it down before we got back around there. So of course, No water. Oh, phone call coming in.
Yeah, I always put mine on do not disturb, but
no water, and we're I mean, I'm okay with it because I've trained for heat, doesn't matter, so just get through it. But she was really having a hard time. We get to some shade, stop a little bit, move on, and someone came through that was he was pacing his girlfriend. She was doing 100, and he had some extra water, so gave us just really. I took just enough just to kind of sip, just wet my mouth. But anyway, we got through it at 57. I think I was 57.10. She was 57.14. We crossed together, and then the woman, the last woman came in about 10 minutes after us. So out of the 4 of us that finished, 3 of us all got in there within the last hour. And I'm telling you, that was